What's up everybody, it is Ryan Rush and I just wanted to make a quick video on 10 reasons why you should be going all in on YouTube. I truly feel like with this short form content, a lot of people have just kind of turned, a blind eye to YouTube and have kind of forgotten about them. Everyone's posting on Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, TikTok. I know that you can get a lot more virality and a lot more views with short form content, but I'm seeing so many people kind of getting burnt out with short form content because it's not evergreen. You post a video and it gets views for about 24 to 48 hours and then it kind of dies out and it gets buried by all of the other short form content that's getting pushed out. And so with that, you're constantly always having to post more and more and more and more videos all the time in order to stay relevant. And that's a lot of work. And so I think that there needs to be like a healthy blend of the two, because with long form YouTube videos, you're actually getting a piece of real estate in terms of your content being evergreen and everlasting, to the point where if anyone looks up, a similar title to the title of your YouTube video 5 years from now, your video is still going to be popping up. Versus all these short form content pieces that you're pushing out and you're just trying to like follow trends and stuff, those trends get replaced by other trends every other day, right? There's always a brand new trend every 2 to 4 days. And so your videos are only relevant for 2 to 4 days. I am going to go into the top 10 now. Those are just kind of my surface level thoughts about using YouTube. And I myself am going to be pushing YouTube a lot harder. So I'm very excited for that this year, 2023. 2022, I think my main focus was TikTok, and I built up my TikTok to 500,000 followers, which is pretty cool. But going into 2023, I think that I want to hyper focus on YouTube and see if I can grow that, to the maximum capacity that I can. So let's get right into the video. Reason number one is just to be a creator instead of a consumer. I think it's time that people take a step off the sidelines and actually get into the game. I think that, a lot of successful people kind of measure themselves on how much are they creating compared to how much they're consuming. I mean, I consume content, a lot. I'm always educating myself, watching YouTube videos on how I can make my business better, how I can make my clients' businesses better, and everything like that. But I'm also putting out a lot of content that is going to be consumed by other people. I love being a creator, and it really makes me feel good inside to know that I am creating something. I'm creating a digital library. Second reason to go all in on YouTube is to create a legacy. One thing that I love about Gary Vee is that he literally documents his entire life, and he mentions, live your life as if you have a camera crew following you around all the time. And I love that, because if you truly did that, if you did live your life like if you were, filming a documentary, if you had a documentary of your life, then you would seriously push way harder. You would be doing one more. You would be doing one more sales call, one more demo call, one more YouTube video, one more short form piece of content, And so I love that. I haven't been doing that to a T, but I definitely, with the growth of Rush University and just Rush Financial Strategies and, all my other businesses, Rush Capital Partners and all these different companies that I'm pursuing, eventually I want to bring on a full-time camera crew to literally do just that. Document my entire life, have a full-time camera guy literally filming a documentary of my life and just my entrepreneurial journey, because I want to create that legacy, and I want to be able to have that Gary Vee type story where Gary Vee can pull up a clip from 2006 and be like, yeah, look how much, I've grown. I'm saying the same things now as I was saying in 2006, and all these other things. And so another thing that one other YouTuber that I watch a lot, Sean Cannell, had mentioned is that don't you want to have your kids be able to see like where their dad started, or like where your family, you know, where the business kind of started and how we kind of like bootstrapped it at the beginning and right? And so I really resonated with that, and I was like, that would be so cool. And then Sean also mentioned something else. I was like, if you were to ever pass away or something, with the amount of content that Sean Cannell has created throughout the years, he was mentioning that if he were to pass away today, right, his children could watch all of his content and really feel like they still knew their dad. And I was like, dang, that is very true, very powerful, and really cool, and something that I also want to do as well. Reason number 3 is to really just kind of express your creativity. I feel like people are just going so fast all the time that they never take a second to slow down and to really just kind of enjoy the moment and really be able to be creative. That's something that I have actually been getting really, you know, I don't want to say I've been getting really good at. I've been getting better at slowing down and really just kind of being present and being grateful and just kind of enjoying my time. The times that I am kind of the most conscious and the most aware are the times that I'm creating. Just because to be in that creative kind of state, you cannot be going like 100 miles per hour in your head, right? You gotta slow down, and you really have to kind of step into other people's shoes and really kind of get their perspective on what they're looking for and what content are they going to enjoy. And so while I'm doing that, I am being like very present. I am, you know, consciously really trying to create or think of creatives for content. And I think that's one of my favorite parts, is to really just kind of slow down and really let that creativity start going, and letting that imagination kind of take off. Number 4 is going to be personal growth. I mean, I have had to personally develop myself so much to get into creating content, in the sense of just having to build up my self-confidence to be able to film content and then upload it for everybody to see, as well as learning how to edit, learning how to script, learning how to use these different softwares, learning how to use a camera, learning how to use a microphone setup. Like, all these things have been forcing me to get out of my comfort zone and to learn new skills and to just really kind of get out of my shell. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about being a content creator, and more specifically creating content for YouTube. It forces me to grow. Also, content is not easy by any means. You're gonna run into a bunch of obstacles. You're gonna run into a bunch of, you know, hiccups and stuff. And what it really does, it really helps kind of mold and formulate your problem solving skills, and it really builds your resilience, because most of the time people are starting to create content because they want to create a personal brand or they want to create a business, and they're using social media to really kind of market themselves or their business. When you're putting all this time into creating content, thinking of the ideas of the content, editing the content, posting it, and all these things, and it's not getting any views, or it's getting very minimal views, or they are getting views but they're not converting into any sales. All of those problem solving things that you're having to do is building your problem solving skills, and also it's building your resilience, right? So like for me personally, I mean, this is a perfect example. I have recently started to help other creators, well, I guess they're not creators yet, help other business owners get into the creative space so that they can start to create content to bring more eyeballs and to drive more traffic to their businesses. It's called Rush University. And what's really cool is that I just started this probably like 2 days ago, right? I have created my business. I have built my business from $0 to $250,000 in the last 8 months. And I can purely thank content and social media for that, because of my content, social media has driven so many eyeballs and so much traffic and so many leads into my business. And so now I'm basically just like trying to teach other business owners how to do that. And so I definitely ran into a lot of bumps in the road. I've definitely ran into a lot of problems that I had to like problem solve and stuff. And so just kind of going through that experience, I know that it's a really good thing for other business owners to kind of go through as well, because all it is just making them a better businessman or woman. The fifth reason to go all in on YouTube is that you're building a portfolio. You're literally building a digital library. It's very cool that, you know, if you ever wanted to change careers or be a creative, like a vice president of creative for a company, or if you wanted to be a creative director or something like that, first thing that they're going to ask you for is, well, show me your portfolio. What have you done? Right? And so you could literally just send them a link to your YouTube channel and be like, here you go. Here's my portfolio. Here are, you know, thousands or hundreds of videos that I've created. Here you can see my copywriting skills by looking at the title and the descriptions of my videos. You can look at my graphic design skills by looking at the thumbnails of all these videos. You can actually look at my creative director skills by seeing how I frame my YouTube videos. You can see how I am in front of a video by watching the YouTube video. All of those things, right? And so just by creating a YouTube channel, you are creating a digital library and you're also creating a digital portfolio. Sixth reason to go all in on YouTube is the fact that YouTube is the best platform to get discovered. Because if you are in a specific niche, which I hope you're in, I hope you're not just posting about everything and anything under the sun, then what's gonna happen is that people who are interested in your area of your niche, I guess, your area of business or your area of personal branding or whatever it may be, then they are going to be searching up things regarding your content, because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the first largest search engine in the world. So Google owns YouTube. And so 75% of the users who are on YouTube because they're looking for education. They're looking to learn something. They don't know something. They're typing it up into YouTube and then finding a video on how to do that, right? Only 30% of users use YouTube for entertainment, right? I think it's like 92% of TikTok users use it for entertainment. But yeah, so I mean, if you are a business owner, and what is a business? A business is just like a product or service that problem solves people's problems, right? Most people who have a business started a business because they had a problem, they figured out how to fix that problem, and then they realized that a bunch of other people suffer from the exact same problem, so they're gonna go help those people. That's like what a business is. And so if all these people are coming onto YouTube, if 75% of the people coming onto YouTube are coming onto YouTube because they have a problem and they're searching up that problem and hoping that a video pops up to help them solve that problem, then YouTube is the perfect platform to get discovered for you. Seventh reason to go all in on YouTube is the fact that it is perfect for personal branding. Because you have all this long form content, because you are able to really express yourself and be in front of the camera for a long time and show like your true colors, and also because you're creating that digital library, because you have that digital library, people can binge your content. And again, just like that analogy back to like, if I were Sean Cannell and I had 10 years worth of content and I had children that happened to pass away, my children could watch all my content and really get a sense of who I am. They would probably feel like they know their dad on like a personal level. Same thing with your audience for your personal brand. If you're constantly always pushing out content and you're showing your day in the lives, if you're showing your tutorial videos on this, if you're showing your product and your services, and you're just making all these different types of videos, then after a while, clients or just your audience are going to be watching your content and really be able to connect with you, really be able to create that relationship with you. And so because of that, you are creating a very strong personal brand. And so that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create the Ryan Rush personal brand. I just want to resonate and really connect with any and all entrepreneurs across the space. Also, I like really like cars, I really like business, I really like football, you know, so all of those things I want to resonate with my audience on, and I want to be able to express myself in a way to where if I bump into somebody on the road and they follow me on Instagram or they watch my YouTube channel, I really want them to be able to just like have a conversation with me like if I was their friend and I already like knew them. So that's really the power behind leveraging YouTube to build your personal brand. Eighth reason to go all in on YouTube is the fact that YouTube is probably the most lucrative social media platforms that exists. Obviously you can monetize your videos, you can then do like brand sponsorships, and as well as obviously you are going to be talking about your business on your channel as well. And did you know that the fastest small business, the fastest growing small business are actually content creators? Which is very interesting. There's going to be an entire new wave of entrepreneurs, and they're all going to be content creators, because it's crazy. Like, the most successful small businesses in the last 2 years have been the business of being a content creator or being an influencer, right? I think it's pretty cool how being an influencer has matured. I remember at the very beginning of the pandemic, 2020, if you said that you were an influencer, people would like cringe, people would laugh at you and think you're just like, oh, they're an influencer, you know? Like, there was just like a bad stigma on that. Like, you thought you were better than everybody if you said like you were an influencer. But now I feel like the influencer and the content creator term or title has definitely matured and has become a lot more respected. I don't think that if you call yourself an influencer, people will cringe anymore. I think that if you call yourself an influencer, people just be like, oh, that's really cool. Like, what's your handle so I can check out your content, you know, and see if I can get value from the information that you're distributing out to the world. So I think that's a really cool thing too. Why to go all in on YouTube? Number 9. So obviously making a huge impact, right? Look at Mr. Beast. You know how many times this guy has just like completely saved somebody by giving them like $10,000 or giving them like $1,000, or the fact that he donates like millions of dollars to charities because of his audience on YouTube, or the fact that if he ever just mentions like, hey guys, I just donated X amount of dollars to this charity, they're really needing some help, these families need help, these people need help, if you guys could just donate like $1, if you guys could just donate like $10 or something, and if all of you did that, you know, that'd be a huge help to this community, right? And then boom, like, people love Mr. Beast so much because he's built that relationship with them, because he's built up that personal brand, that if he's just like, hey, I just donated to this cause, I think it'd be awesome if you guys also donated to this cause, then all these people are jumping to donate just because they trust Mr. Beast so much, and they just think that, you know, that if Jimmy's trying to help out these people, then they should try to help out these people as well. And so just making a huge impact and having your voice be heard. The 10th reason to go all in on YouTube is the fact that you're able to build such a good community. I barely have any type of YouTube following at all. I only have 3,000 subscribers now, I think a little bit above that, but so many relationships go from online to in person just through using social media and the community that you build on the platform. And because you're putting all of your content out, so many other people are able to reach out to you online, including other people from other communities. Maybe you're in the same niche as somebody else. You're able to do collabs, you're able to network, and you're just able to do a lot more business just because of the amount of people you're meeting. And again, if you live in like a big city like New York City, I went to a real estate kind of not a seminar, it was like a real estate 3-day boot camp to kind of teach you how to invest in commercial real estate. And there were like 4 people who knew me from my postings on TikTok, and it was just super cool because again, they were just kind of talking to me like they had already met me before, and it was just like, that's pretty much the first time that's ever happened to me, but it was super cool. And again, it's just because of that community that you're able to build within YouTube. But again, guys, in closing, is this going to be easy? No. Are there going to be challenges? Yes, of course. Is it worth it though? Yes.